You shared on air that you had a really special experience where John wrote the book of the Apocalypse. What happened?
When we were in Patmos, we were able to go to the Cave of the Apocalypse where John wrote the book of Revelation, which was really special because not only did we get to visit the Cave of the Apocalypse, but we actually got to put our hand in the crevice where he placed his hand when he would kneel to pray. Get goosebumps talking about it now. It's very, very special. And Patmos was probably my favorite of all the Greek islands that we visited too. It was beautiful.
Maz, you posted a photo from outside a significant home. Whose home was this and which city was it in?
So this was in Ephesus in Turkey or Turkiya, and it was the home of the Virgin Mary. So we were able to visit where she lived before she passed away. She was in Ephesus as part of John keeping her safe from, I guess, people trying to persecute Christians in those very early days of Christianity. He put her in Ephesus, which was very high up on a hill. So that was the reason her house was there, and it's still standing today. I mean, remnants of it at least. But yeah, it was very special. There
was a particular UNESCO site that absolutely wowed you. What was this?
So this was the Meteora, which Liam will actually be visiting on day 8 of this year's tour in October. So essentially they're like rock formations. So UNESCO heritage listed, at least 20 meters high. I knew it was going to be really spectacular, but I didn't realize I would be so blown away by it. It was really, really phenomenal. And the thing about these is, yes, they're a really cool rock formation, but they've actually built these beautiful monasteries within the rock formations, like hundreds and hundreds of years ago. So to think of how these monks built these is just crazy, because even with today's technology, to get goods and things up on those rocks, it would be insane. So very mind-boggling, but it was beautiful.
What was the most random thing you learned about living in Greece?
This is a funny one. The most random thing is that you can't flush toilet paper down the toilet. You have to put it in a bin, which I know sounds gross, and I found that a little bit weird, to be honest. Most places, especially on the cruise ship, because of the pipes obviously being a little bit tighter. But they say even just in Greece in general, their pipes are a little bit smaller than they are in other countries. Hence, they can't have too much going through the pipes. There you go.
Maz, you visited a site where the Men of Athens speech was given. What was the name of this site?
So this was in Mars Hill, or the Areopagus, where you get to visit the actual hill where Paul gave the famous Men of Athens speech. And it was really pretty when we went there. It was on, I think, our first or second day on the tour. And you kind of get to have this incredible view of all of Athens because you're on the top of this incredible hill. But also we saw, and the sun was setting, it was really picturesque, and we saw a couple get engaged in front of us, and everyone started cheering. It was really sweet. So that memory is very nice, yeah.
You visited a special river where Paul baptized the first Christians in Europe. Where was this?
So we visited in Philippi. So towards the end of the tour, we visited Philippi, where there's this beautiful river. It's in the north of Greece, and there's actually a baptismal church there with this beautiful baptismal font. This is actually where Paul baptized Lydia, the first Christian in Europe. And so obviously there's a lot of cultural significance to that particular river, which is still in place now. There were people on our tour who were even going down and touching the water because it was so significant. It was a little bit dangerous to do that, so I didn't do that, but it was really special.
What was your favourite Greek food on the trip?
Oh, I had a lot of different favourites. I really liked the spanakopita, which is like the feta and spinach, like usually comes in like a triangle or a square. It's like puff pastry sort of top. So you can buy them here. It's that's probably one of my favourites. But my two most favourite were probably the Greek salad, which you can get, which obviously you get everywhere in Greece. But the thing that I loved about what they do with their Greek salad is that it's actually served like the salad and then the block of feta on the top. So then you can like cut it up, divvy it up amongst your friends. So that was really fun. I even got a little magnet that has the salad with the block of feta on top. I had to buy that when I saw it. So the Greek salad, but also the traditional Greek pork sausages. It might sound a bit random, like pork sausage, like how good can it be? But they were really good. I don't know what they do, but everywhere we went, they had them and it was so good.
To finish off the trip last year, you stopped by one of the most famous cities in the world. Where did you visit?
So we went to Rome for 3 days, did a tour extension, and it was a lot of fun. Got to actually see where Paul's supposed martyrdom took place in a specific site in Rome, which was really special, and also got to visit the site of Paul's burial as well.